Today we're going to take a look at the top vehicles for off-roading in Farming Simulator 22. Off-roading and trucking and things like that other than farming have become more and more popular over the past few years in Farm Sim, and so I wanted to take a look at some of my favorites and some of the most capable vehicles that we have so you could jump in and get started. I've also got some honorable mentions that we'll talk about at the end of the video, but why I didn't choose these specifically over the top 5. First up, let's talk about the best overall and all-around vehicle that you could possibly get for doing any off-roading, and it's the Lizard XJ from Ridiculous Dominic. Of course, all the mods that we're talking about today are found on the mod hub for all platforms, linked below. This starts off with 350 horsepower, and we've got an auto-loading configuration. Yeah, if you guys have any production chains or anything, you can actually auto-load up to 100,000 liters of those in the back of this, which is really, really cool. We've also got different engine options, all the way up to 2,250 horsepower, or as low as 350. Different wheel brands, of course. You can look at this and say, yeah, this looks like an off-road vehicle, but like, where's the fun stuff? Right there it is. So you can take this and go from mild to wild and everything in between, quite literally. So that is nice. I recommend going with the wheel brand Lizard. Then from there, you can choose whatever you would like. Off-roads, you got your window tint, side steps, beacon, hood, door logo. Oh yeah, you could turn this into a police officer vehicle if you really want to. It's kind of fun. We got stuff for the roof. We've got winches on the front and the back, and lots of different colors. I've actually got this one placed right here, and it is in one of the wildest positions that I could have put this thing in possible. I mean, look at that! Oh! And we're actually going to drive it off of this and go have a little bit of fun with it, just so I could show you how, well, as the modder's name says, ridiculous it is. The start of this, I'm on the rock crawling map from Alien Gym, and the start of this map is way over on the other side, but I can't be bothered to go over there, so we go here. We just go up to the side of it. This really truly has, I think at least, the biggest reach. Now of course you're gonna get clipping, it is what it is, it's gonna happen. If you don't like that, then you're probably not gonna enjoy this vehicle too much, but there's really not many. I mean, look at that. There's really not many situations that you can get yourself in that you can't get yourself out of, which is really nice. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah, it's almost like a cheat code for getting in and out of places. So yeah, how about we use this as an example, because that was difficult to get up here. Oh, we got some more stuff. Let's check them out. Next, we got the Trold. This is from Agrotolno as the Trold 600. And I don't know if this is them trolling us or something like that. It's basically an upgraded version of their quad that they had before this. 100 horsepower. We've got all kinds of different wheel options. There's no like raised up craziness. There's really nothing wild about this. You can do some camo on here, which I think is kind of cool, but don't be looking for anything wild and crazy. We do have a rear hitch. We could also do a side 3-point hitch, rear if you want to. All good through there. There's, again, nothing too crazy about this. However, it is super duper capable. It is very, very sturdy. So no matter how you're driving it around, you're going to get a nice sturdiness to it. Now, one thing, the front has independent suspension. However, the rear does not. It's just one bit, and you can see they're kind of tweaking out a little bit. It does do that. There's really no way around it. It's just gonna do that. However, it's very capable. Let's see. I don't know if I can get up here or not. Let's see if we can make this work. But again, you know, front and rear, it looks good. You can give it just a little bit extra gas. I'm using an Xbox controller for this whole thing, so you give it just a little bit of gas, and it will manage just fine. You know what? I'm not sure this specifically can get up here. Oh, it's bouncing. It's bouncing. We're gonna do it. Come on. You know you wanna. Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna say we got defeated, but I mean that's pretty good for a four-wheeler. And as far as I'm concerned, it is the most controllable and most capable four-wheeler that we got on Mod Hub. And I'm stuck. If you thought the XJ was ridiculous, well, here is the 3500. Now, 82 Studio has a lot of vehicles, and to be fair, if I just chose the best ones, those would be the only ones on this list. Nothing else other than the XJ would have even made it on here. But I had to pick something, so I picked this. This is his big old TLX 3500. As I mentioned, we do have a lot of different versions of this. So you can see we have the single cab, then we have another single cab with a different setup, and then different engine options and everything. Or you could just choose the monster truck. Now, this comes with 2 engine options. As a matter of fact, I think I chose the 820. Either way, they're very controllable. Lots of big wheels. All it is a monster truck. That's it. So we jump in here, we cut everything on. You can see that we've got really good... yeah, this is actually the smaller engine option. We've got really good movement between the wheels, and if we use the regular 3500, which this is based off of, we've got actually, I think, a little bit better movement out of the wheels there. But this literally goes everywhere. I believe this map in general was built around this mod, this truck. So yeah, this entire map is built just for this. It is controllable, but if you gun it, it will go. So you gotta be careful with your bad self. Make sure you don't do anything too crazy. So there you go. Very nice. And yeah, I may have cheated the 4-wheeler up here. Don't tell anybody. Now, if you want something classically British, or you want something that's maybe a little less extreme as everything else is, well, this is what I would go with, the Santana 88. You could also go with the 88 pickup. Either one of those works fine. However, I would not go with the Protector 90 because for some reason I couldn't get it to, well, extend as much. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. As you can see, there's a little bit difference. They are not, I don't believe they're independent, but if they are, then I don't know what that means. Moving forward, you can see we've got a lot of movement. It is moving great. It is driving well. This may be a bit of an extreme environment for it, to be completely honest. It's a little bit much here. It's really not made for this type of thing, and the brakes are not the best. I mean, it's got brakes as good as probably when this thing was brand new. But it is fairly capable, and you could get around in some interesting places. Just be very careful with your changing in directions, going from forwards, backwards, that type of thing, because it sometimes doesn't want to, well, do. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, it's driving just fine. I'm gonna have to go over here and maybe go up this side possibly, because I'm not quite sure I can get over this way. So, yeah, there you go. And of course, number 5 had to be this, the TLX Phoenix Winterwolf. This is, as far as I know, the only off-roading truck that we have, so we've got a lot of different configurations and options here. But the ones that you want to know about are your wheel brand. So you can pretty much choose whatever you want through here. I just chose the biggest ones I could find, which were, in fact, just the Nokian tires. And then I went to a setup, well, I guess the ones that I chose are not there right now. And let's see, chassis height. So you can actually raise this up a little bit. The rest of customization options really don't matter too much, so you could go with those if you want to. But as you can see, we are up high, and it works really nice. I got super singles on the back. Though this may be made for off-roading, it's probably not made for this kind of off-roading, though my understanding is it has made it through this perfectly fine. We're gonna test that here in just a second, see if we can get up here. Yeah, it just went kaplunk. Let's see. Is there any way we can make this happen? All I need is just a little bit of grip off the side. No, it's not gonna do that. But what I think we can do is go this way and then possibly up the side. We may have to back up, actually. But nonetheless, most everything else would have bottomed out by now, and really the only thing preventing me from doing anything is just the wheels at the front not being able to grip and not being able to grab on and bite into that rock. Everything else is actually perfectly fine. I wonder if I could go up the side here. That would just be ridiculous. I should have known. Of course it worked. This is another 82 Studio mod, and I don't know if bringing a trailer would work well, but this is fun. This is a lot of fun, and I mean, yeah, you can see forwards, backwards, it works a-okay. But there is a reason I chose all of these, because they're fantastic mods. They drive really well, and as you have seen, they're fairly capable. Quite a few of them have winches, some of them have trailer hitches, and you can really take just about whatever you want, other than yourself, up the mountain. even on a regular map. Maybe it doesn't have to be rock crawling, but I did choose some other mods, or at least tried to. I pretty much took every single car and truck mod in the game up through this course and tried to make it at least over the first bit. If it didn't make it over the first bit, it just didn't get into the video. But some of these did make it in, but I still chose not to choose them for this video. So let's talk about why. Some things like this, the Lizard Beast 1000, I really wanted this to work out, but unfortunately, the tires have virtually no grip. The Husqvarna is super cool. It's actually the second most downloaded mod on ModHub. It's really nice. It's a good looking motorcycle. However, it's rear-wheel drive, so you could just run into a rock and it just sits there. It does work really well, but it kind of takes off in seconds, so be careful with that. Something else that takes off is this, the newer Land Rover from AF Modding. This in, I think it's 6th gear or 5th gear, as soon as it hits that, it's like it has unlimited torque, so it just takes off. It's really difficult to control. Speaking of difficult to control, we've got a couple buggies here, and they're both very difficult to control. Under normal driving circumstances, these will be just fine, and they're actually a lot of fun. I recommend both of them. But they're a little bit tough to maneuver in the rocks. For example, this guy right here just sounds really weird. And this drives great. As a matter of fact, this was in the top 5. It was. It's not now, but it was. It's got a lot of movement. It's got the suspension is really nice. You can put a spoiler on here. It's really cool. But it takes off in 2nd gear. It just leaves you in the dust, which is what you want in a drag race. But not when you're trying to do off-road driving. You want it to be very precise and very controlled. And this is not very precise or very controlled. It does have a winch on the front and the back, though. So if I had to have a number 6, I probably would have still added this to the list. Then we have the F350, a fan favorite. I love this truck, very, very much so. However, it doesn't like to start and stop very well. It's got a lot of flex, not as much flex as 82 Studios trucks, but still it's got a good amount of flex, and it's one of the top downloaded mods for a reason. However, the brakes are terrible, and that's what kicked it out of this list. And then we have a couple more monster trucks. Actually, the only other 2 monster trucks that are on ModHub. We have the Simulator monster truck, and then I can't remember what this one is, like Farming Simulator monster truck something something, or Mac Trucker 921. So Mac's truck, the one right in front of us, this one's really cool, but it has 0 flex. It's basically like the suspension doesn't exist. And kind of the opposite is true for this one, Simulator 22 truck. Well, that's about as much as it goes, to be fair. There's not a lot of flex to this, but it is super movementy. It moves around a lot. So when you're braking, the whole frame just flies forward. And when you take it off, it rears up like it's a Carolina squat. It's really difficult to control precisely. So those are the reasons that not only those, but all of these mods didn't make it into my list. However, here's the thing. I wanted to be honest with you guys and tell you why I didn't choose these, because it may be a reason that you want to choose these. You may want the uncontrollability of that monster truck. You may want it to take off in 2nd gear. Say, I can skip 3rd gear if I really want to, something like that. Or you may want it to not brake as well as it should. Any of these would be perfectly fine suited as well, and they all made it over the first set of obstacles. So there you go. Stage 1, it was rock number 1. Those are my favorite vehicles for doing off-roading and farming simulator. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it helped you out. Whatever your top 5 is, which I'm sure it's probably going to be different from mine, hey, let me know down in the comment section below, and get subscribed if you're new. That way, you never miss daily farming simulator videos here on the channel. Otherwise, just hope you have a great day. We'll see you guys later.